Hi, BookTube. It's Missy. Did you miss me? I've been gone about a week and a half. I told you guys before that I was leaving for that week. I wasn't going to read very much and I wasn't going to do any videos because my World of Warcraft, the expansion Warlords of Draenor came out and I had to get to 100. And now that I'm 100, I can finally get back to my reading. And so Thursday, I went to the bookmobile and I got lots of books. I had queued all these books, all of my August, September, and October anticipated reads, and they had long waiting lists, and so I was expecting, to wait a while before I got any of these books, and that there would be some kind of wait time between the books that came in. No, Thursday I went to go get the few books that I thought was going to be there, and all of the books that I asked for were there, and so now I'm doubly swamped with lots of books. So I have broken these piles of books up by month. That way you guys can see what they all are. And so let's just get started, shall we? The first book from my library haul is Between the Spark and the Burn by April Genevieve Tucholk. I think that's how everyone says it. This is the sequel to Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. I really, really enjoyed that book. It's got a lot of cool metaphors, and it's a dark story, but it's beautifully written, and I really enjoyed it. And it's just about, a girl who and her brother who live in a big house on the edge of, a cliff face, facing the ocean, and they need to rent out the guest house so that way they can pay for groceries because their parents are away and they're broke. And the guy who stays with them just so happens to be a devil or the devil or some kind of demon, and it's really creepy, super cool, and I can't wait to see what happens in book 2. The next book in the August anticipated list was The Girl from the Well by Rin Chupeco. I am just absolutely excited to read this book. I know it's a horror book. I don't know anything else about it. There's the back. It just reminds me kind of like The Ring, but I'm sure it's something different. Either way, I'm excited to read it. And it's pretty short, so hopefully I can get this done soon. The next book on my list is Mortal Danger by Anne.
I should be able to read this. Aguirre? Is it Aguirre? Aguirre? Honey?
I can't see that far and I don't know the letters that you're talking about.
A-G-U-I-R-R-E.
I-R-R-E and you're saying day?
Aguirre.
Re.
Aguirre. 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 Aguirre.
Stop adding a D, man.
Why would you add a D?
I don't know, because you're
Aguirre. Aguirre. And Aguirre. How do you say it?
I don't know.
Tell me what.
I don't know anybody with that name.
I was like, Christina Aguilera. That's not it. Aguirre.
Aguirre.
What is it?
That's just make it American. Aguirre.
Aguirre. Okay.
And I keep butchering the last name. So there, that Spanish last name. And this one is a paranormal, I believe. Is that what it says on my paper? What does it say? Fantasy paranormal. So, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. That's just what the back says. I don't really remember what it's about. I don't really remember what any of these books are about now. That, I put them on my list a long time ago. But I do want to read it. I'm excited to read it. And there's that one. The next one is Forget Me by K.A. Harrington. And this one is a mystery contemporary thriller. Hopefully this guy is ghosty, because that would be fun. And the last book for my August anticipated reads is 6 Feet Over It. This one I'm really excited to read. If if you guys remember me talking about Jennifer L. Holmes, she's the one who wrote 13th Goldfish. But this says darkly funny and deeply moving and original, memorable voice. Basically, this girl, I'm just going to assume that this is the main character, but she's 12 and she's 12 and she lives at a mortuary, and I believe it's her job to help her dad with the headstones or something like that. And it seems like it's going to be a good contemporary magical realism kind of thing. So I can't wait to read it. This should be a fast read just because it's not majorly like world building and it's not a fantasy. So yay to that. Alright, on to the September anticipated reads. So for the first anticipated read of September, I have here Illusions of Fate by Kirsten White. She is also the author of the Supernaturally series, and she also wrote Chaos of the Stars or Chaos to the Stars, which is an Egyptian kind of standalone YA novel that I read. And they're all really good. She's got a great voice for teenagers because they're very snarky, and I just love their witty comments when they, talk back to whoever they are speaking to. So I'm hoping that this is just as good. And this book is a historical fiction. So we will see how it is. I've heard from other people that this is really good, so I am hoping that is the case for me. The next book is Winter Kill by Kate A. Borman. And what was this one about? This one is a science fiction dystopian based in Canada. I always get excited reading about people being either stuck or having to survive cold weather. I don't know why. It just seems creepier if you're stuck in the snow. So I'm excited to read this one. There's the back. Alright, the next one that I've heard a ton about is Made for You by Melissa Marr. I do have several of her books. I don't believe I've ever read anything from her. So I'm excited to read this one. And this one is a paranormal gothic romance, which, ooh, those are always deliciously good to read. So I'm excited to read this. I want to know what the bug in the ring box symbolizes, so I am excited to read that one. Sorry for the glare. Alright, and then the last book in the September anticipated reads is Blackbird, which I am way excited to read about. And this is from Anna Carey. This is a really short book. This one is a mystery thriller. When I first saw the cover, I thought it was like a crow, but it's actually a girl and her hair is just like windblown over her face to look more mysterious. So excited to read this one. Alright, and lastly, I am going to go to the October anticipated reads. This one, I couldn't find very many. My library is pretty good about getting new releases, but this month was kind of junk for the reads. They just didn't, it's not like they were a waiting list, they just didn't offer these books. So we have, where is it on my list? Sweet, okay. So the first one is Sweet Unrest by Lisa Maxwell, and this one is a paranormal ghost Southern Gothic. So October I had a lot of Southern Gothic books that I was super excited to read, and this is one of them. I love this cover. The gate makes me think of plantations, and
then I think back to Interview with the Vampire, because Brad Pitt is hot in that movie and he's a vampire. And the book, I haven't read the book yet, by Anne Rice, because I read the first chapter and it was really hard to read. But now that I'm an adult, maybe I can read it better. Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent. This reminds me of that because he lived on a plantation and there's the gate, whatever.
Next, the last book that I found from the library for my October anticipated reads is Compulsion, Heirs of Watson Island by Martina Boone. And this one I believe is also, It's a fantasy paranormal southern gothic, so yay to that. And what is here? Ooh, lovebirds kissing in the middle of a dirt road. That's how you do it. So that was all of the books from my anticipated reads list. And then I have a few manga and a graphic novel to share with you guys. So I have Bleach. A subscriber told me to read this. She says it's really good, and so I trust her judgment on mangas, and so I'm excited to read it. It is Bleach. And the next one is Dragonhead. This is the second book in the series, and this is about the kids that are stuck underground in a subway tunnel, and one of the kids is becoming psychotic because he sees ghosts or whatever. So I'm eager to find out what happens if they get rescued. And then, of course, I couldn't resist getting Saga Part 3, and this one is by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is just a duh kind of book. Everybody has to read Saga because it's great, and I'm excited to find out how big the baby is in this book. And I think this is the baby here. So we will see. And lastly, I have Lock and Key, Crown of Shadows. This is volume 3 by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. The first and second were great, and this is obviously the third one. And I love all of the artwork in here, and I can't wait to find out what this key does this time. The last one was gross. That was a gross key. I would not want that key for anything, actually. Alright, and I have 2 books that I purchased from Thrift Books last month that came in at the very beginning of November, and so I decided to just wait until I had a big enough library haul to share it with you guys. So here is the first book. I'm really excited to see this one because I was expecting it to be a hardcover. I didn't think it was going to be this small. So we will see what it looks like. And it is called Painted Darkness by Brian James Freeman. It says here, the tone and building dread reminds me of classic Stephen King. Great velocity and impact and super creepy. Don't go in the basement. That's by Stuart Onan. I don't know who that author is, but this looked really good. And again, this is an ARC. I didn't realize I was going to get an ARC, but I don't care. I'm excited to read it. And, yeah, it's so tiny. I didn't know it was going to be this tiny either. So this should be a super... That's what she said. I'm excited to read this book. It's supposed to be really scary. And so, yay to the Painted Darkness. And let's see. The last book should be the third in the Gemma Doyle series, or trilogy. I told you guys that I had bought the whole, all of the books in the trilogy. And this one I was waiting for. These bags are always so hard to open. This one is huge. Oh my goodness. Okay. The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. Yeah, look how fat that is. Oh, this is going to take forever to read. So, it's kind of bendy, but it doesn't look too bad. It's a little stained at the bottom, but regardless, I mean, it's the words in the inside that matter, right? As long as there's no missing pages, I should be fine. So now my Gemma Doyle trilogy is complete. I have my book that I really wanted to read, The Painted Darkness. And, God, this book was like $22 on Amazon. And I got it for, I don't know, like $3, something like that. Even though it's an ARC, it should have been like $1. Look at that. They got it at Goodwill for $1. Why'd I well, let's get off the tangent. It's free shipping, right? So I didn't have to worry about that. So what are you guys reading this weekend? Let me know down below. And also let me know which book I should read first from all of these anticipated reads, because I am so overwhelmed. They all sound really good, and I want to know what your thoughts are. So leave me comments down below. I will talk to you soon. This coming week is Thanksgiving vacation for my kids and myself. I don't work, and so I should be able to do more videos. I have been tagged in a few, and I'm sorry to all of my friends that I didn't, that tagged me in their videos and I haven't done them yet. I will try to do them this week. Thanks for watching. Bye. You want to say goodbye?
Bye.